Hello and welcome to the Channel Vision podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Christian, Senior Editor of Channel Vision. Telstra is no secret in the telecommunications space. It is one of the largest international carriers, but today we're going to explore with our guest the company's focus on the Americas. Joining us are Adam Day, Head of Enterprise and Technology for Telstra Americas, and Przemek Zajic, Vice President of Telstra Americas. Welcome to you both.
Thanks, Bruce. Fantastic to be here.
I'll let the two of you decide who will answer what, so please don't be shy. To begin, provide us an overview of the company's international presence and how it contributes to Telstra America's success and value proposition.
Thanks, Bruce. I'll take that one. So the combination of an extensive network of subsea cables that connect North America to the Asia-Pacific region, far-reaching team on the ground with local knowledge and relationships, and the ability to invest to meet changing needs are all significant advantages for our customers. Having it all in one place provides a one-stop shop for the channel, and we believe it's a strong differentiator for those looking to open up Asia-Pacific opportunities for their clients. Beyond those really important factors, as a global Fortune 500 company, we can also leverage the innovation and experience from Telstra team members around the world. We believe in partnering with our customers to bring a very diverse and innovative mindset to getting the job done. We fuse the Australian culture of being easy to work with and reliably delivering outcomes with our expertise and focus on Asian markets. We are a Western business at home in Asia, and that's one thing we need to really remember. Asia isn't one country. It's vast, it's complex, and each place your clients want to go to can be different. Telstra is here to remove that stress.
All right, thank you. Because you are with Telstra Americas, where do you see the most potential in the Americas and why?
Yeah, I'll grab that one. Thank you, Bruce. Look, we see enormous opportunity in the Americas for Telstra. We've actually, and maybe a little bit unknown even across the partner community, we've actually been in North America for 25 years and in Asia itself for 70 years. So whilst a lot of people still probably know us as the large Australian telecoms company, our business outside of Australia internationally, where it's a pure B2B business, as we know, it's a $2 billion part of our business. So it's not an insignificant part, and it's actually one of the key growth opportunities for our overall organization, even in Australia, which is pretty exciting for us. It means we see quite a bit of visibility and quite a bit of investment to continue investing. I think what's most exciting at the moment in the Americas that we've seen, obviously through the pandemic, we've probably seen more progress on the digitization and digital transformation journey in 3 to 6 months than we've probably seen in the last 5 or so years. And for us as a network provider, there's been a significant amount of demand for access to services across every segment in our business, right? Whether that's from healthcare, banking, manufacturing, retail, energy, education, through to some of the largest technology and cloud companies, broadcasters and streaming organizations, gaming, collaboration providers like the ones we're using today. There's been an incredible amount of demand. And I think for us, as we continue to see a remote working hybrid environment and how businesses are going to operate, continuing that sort of decentralized approach, a little bit of in-office, a little bit of remote workers, customers and partners as well, right, are looking for network transformation that's going to allow for the sort of flexibility we will need to operate in this type of world. And that obviously comes with the latest technologies from a networking perspective, whether that's SD-WAN technologies, software-defined networks, cloud security, collaboration, and other workplace technologies. That is a really big opportunity, I think, for customers and for a company like Telstra in the market here in Americas. Our product portfolio, we would call adaptive networks as it relates to that enterprise services capability. So again, if partners are sitting in front of customers thinking, look, we need to really take a good look at our network connectivity of how we bring our workforce together to collaborate and to access the applications and cloud services we need. The underlying network infrastructure there that's flexible, that's secure, and can scale with a trusted provider is something that we're seeing a lot of growth opportunities with. And there's probably a couple of others outside of the enterprise services place I'd point to. One for us is Canada. So we've recently launched into Toronto and put a network point of presence up in Toronto. That's really exciting for us. We see a very similar opportunity where we've been successful in the United States in Canada. And Toronto is just the start. So we'll be looking to put more network presence across the market. But effectively, building into Toronto has meant that for Canadian headquartered organizations up in the region, they can get direct access onto our low latency, high capacity networks that, as you know, are underpinned by 250,000 miles of subsea infrastructure that connects North America into Asia and within Asia. Canadian organizations can now directly access that. And Canada's doing very well at the moment on the innovation front, and we see a lot of opportunity from that as well. And maybe we talk a little bit later about some of the supercluster initiatives in Canada that are driving a lot of demand for data and network services. And probably the other one I would point to is broadcast. We've got some really ambitious plans for our broadcast part of the business. We have a purpose-built global media network that effectively takes live content, whether that's sports or entertainment, from North America and delivers that to all across the world to various broadcasters and rights holders. And we're continuing to make some big investments in that front, and we'll be announcing a few in coming months that are really exciting for us. So I think that's probably where I would sum up the big potential for us. It's those new markets like Canada, it's the broadcast space, and again, it's that adaptive networks enterprise proposition to help organizations navigate the current complexities of remote working environments, and how do we bring together a really slick network infrastructure that allows them to do what they do and makes Asia really, really simple.
Okay, now can you tell us what products and services provide the most opportunities or business benefits to you and your partners?
Yeah, great question. I'll try and get really, really specific because I want to make sure, obviously, our channel partners are really, really clear on what they have in the kit bag, so to speak, when they're going out and sitting in front of customers who they've built obviously long-standing relationships with, right? And we see our role as being an extension of that, right? How can we help add value to the channel partner community to have a better story, a better proposition to talk to your customers about? And definitely with Asia Pacific continuing to grow and to boom, we're seeing so much demand in there. It's really important that we're super clear on what we can offer. So maybe I'll tackle it in a little bit of the customer segments that we serve within Telstra as well, and the products that fit those groups. So if I start with the technology and cloud community, so for us, that's one of our fastest growing customer segments, and it includes any of the cloud infrastructure, cloud hosting, content delivery networks, gaming, streaming providers, as I mentioned a little bit before. What we're doing for those organizations, because we own a lot of the underlying subsea cable assets that connect North America to Asia, we're providing large-scale production networks, essentially. So we're helping those types of organizations build their data network infrastructure between North America into Asia and within Asia that obviously allow them to then reach markets and consumers over there. All of these companies, their product is software. They're delivering their software across the internet, and we help them build those large-scale IP transit and fiber data center to data center large networks that help them to do that. So that's one, and that's from a product perspective, that's kind of the core connectivity proposition, but very, very targeted to those technology companies. I mentioned adaptive networks. So that's our very big play for us around how we help enterprises connect their people, their workplace. And as I mentioned earlier, that's sort of think global MPLS networks, SD-WAN technology, cloud security, cloud connectivity, and again, with a very big flavor of Asia Pacific. So again, I would encourage partners to think about bringing us in. How can we help you with those conversations when you're sitting there with an enterprise customer looking at the next evolution of their network infrastructure across their workplace and how they collaborate together? And then I'll just point to a couple of others which are a bit more specific industry solutions. I already mentioned broadcast. So certainly if there's customers there looking to get content around live content around the world, come and bring our broadcast services team members in. It's a very niche part of the industry, very specialized. And we've got a team of experts that have lived and breathed the broadcast space, on the ground at the Olympic Games types of events, major tennis events. So there's a strong pedigree there that we can help with any live broadcasting requirements. And the other one would be what we've called our Octagon, and that is our financial services solution, where we've built a purpose-built network that connects 8 of the major stock exchanges around the world. So again, if you're talking to any of your customers that have high-frequency traders, for example, that need access to those capital markets around the world on a really low latency network, then that's another opportunity for us. And again, I'll remind the team on the call, our partners here in North America have access to every one of these products and services. So bring us in when you have a need for them.
Can you share how the realignment of businesses to remote work has affected your business and your sales partners?
Yeah, well, this has obviously been a pretty topical one, and I'll let maybe Przemek jump in as well if he has anything to add to this one. But maybe I'll just make a comment about what we've observed across our customer segments and some of our partners. Look, I think it's been very segment specific. So, we've seen a slowdown and certainly an impact on the more traditional enterprise services where you've got delivering new sites to customers or data center migrations, professional services type projects. A lot of that has slowed down during the pandemic where people haven't been in offices, sites haven't been accessible. So certainly on that traditional enterprise side, it's obviously been a challenge. On the flip side to that, because we're also providing services, as are many of our partners, to the technology companies, it's actually probably been never been a period of more demand. Because if you think about, again, the collaboration providers we're using today, how we actually connect and keep in touch with people, how we're keeping schools operating in a remote environment, how we're keeping people entertained at home, right, through perhaps the gaming segment or streaming services. We and other partners, telecoms providers like Telstra, we've seen enormous demand. I think in the first, almost overnight when the pandemic hit, we saw almost 35% increase in the traffic that we were seeing across our international networks. And that's actually led now to a pretty challenging situation in the market more generally, not a Telstra challenge, a market challenge around capacity around the world. Capacity is a finite resource, and we have seen such demands that we've actually had to bring forward some investment that we had slated for our next financial year into this financial year to cope with that and to make sure we had enough capacity and enough bandwidth to accommodate all of those customers and those sorts of use cases. So certainly, while that's been a challenge, it has been a flourishing part of our business. And if anything, it's probably elevated the role of a network provider, where the network layer perhaps was always thought sort of, the internet, the network is always there, right? We rely on it day to day, but it's probably never been more important, right, through the pandemic. So I think it's been more visible than ever how important that network layer is. So again, kudos to all of those network engineers and infrastructure people and channel partners around the world that have played a role in actually helping keep organizations connected. So yeah, look, I would point to that, this surging demand, the challenges around capacity and making sure that that's available for customers as they need it. But also, again, as I mentioned, around adaptive networks, there's clearly been a big shift to remote working and having technology and network solutions that can help customers to navigate that and set themselves up for what the future of work is going to look like in a post-pandemic world. Is something that we've seen a lot of a shift towards as well. So again, I think the one thing I would finish with on this point, and I'll see if Przemek wants to jump in, but one other thing I think that the pandemic highlighted, particularly for where we had customers that required really rapid connection, right? Let's take the instance of schools returning from holidays and actually going to a remote working environment using the likes of Zoom or Cisco WebEx or Microsoft Teams. We had to come together, and I'm sure many of our competitors did as well, other telecoms providers, where customers were challenging us to deliver services in a day or two, something that might typically take 60 or 90 days. And that was pretty incredible to see the shift in just the way that teams came together. And I mean partners, customers, and the telecom providers such as ourselves all came together in a way we've probably never seen before, but we demonstrated what we could all achieve in crisis mode. When you came together and had to get something done in a day or two. So that was pretty incredible to see. And I think the challenge for all of us now is actually how do we take a little bit of that crisis mode approach into BAU and just get things done quicker in the telecoms world to support these sorts of customers and to have partners be able to go in front of a customer and be able to commit to some really aggressive deliveries and meet expectations that have perhaps been elevated now through the pandemic. Przemek, did you have anything you wanted to comment on around that?
Oh, look, Adam, I totally 100% agree. I think the trends we are noticing, so obviously as the largest operator of subsea cables in Asia Pacific, we are seeing a boom in data requirements and people are coming online for work, health, or play, particularly in Southeast Asia countries like the Philippines. And we're also seeing that enterprise customer piece that Adam just talked about. They're looking for more flexibility, more security, high-performing networks as they embark on transforming their global businesses to meet their future needs. So that decentralization piece is really critical, and it's a really big part of our Asian story.
You've mentioned the Asia Pacific region a couple of times, so I'm wondering if you can share some of the current themes and trends in the Asia Pacific region, and why should partners be looking for opportunities there?
Yeah, so I think the biggest one, as we both just sort of mentioned, that data boom across the Asia Pacific region is monumental. It has really been phenomenal over the last 6-12 months, what we've seen occur, particularly in those Southeast Asian countries, the Philippines, the Thailands, the Vietnams. The enterprise customers that have that global presence in Asia, they're also looking for more flexibility. How do they work with their workforces around the globe on a single network? The reason that partners should be looking for opportunities, one thing that stands out regardless of country is connectivity truly drives expansion. Helping connect businesses between North America and the Asia Pacific region is a growing business. There's over 1 billion people expected to join the middle class in the Asia Pacific region in the next 10 years. That is a lot of people interested in products, services, and content, and that presents a tremendous opportunity for our North American partners to help businesses expand operations into the APAC region. And as we mentioned before, Asia, though, isn't one country. It can be complex, but it is hugely rewarding if you have the right partner. And that is where Telstra comes in. Telstra's ability to seamlessly connect enterprises with Asia to pursue their growth strategies is a very powerful option for our partners and their clients. We make connecting Asia easy for North American businesses because we own subsea cables that connect Americas to the Asia Pacific. And not only do we own and provide services on that network, we also operate one of the largest networks within Asia. So on any given day, we carry about 1/3 of all internet traffic across Asia. That is a phenomenal amount of clients that trust us to deliver for them, and hundreds of millions, potentially billions of people that need us to come through for them. And that local presence in Asia, over the decades of operating there, we have extensive teams on the ground across the region. So our partners can benefit with local knowledge and local know-how, particularly navigating the regulatory environment, providing support to our customers when it comes to contracting, billing, and local customer care. And Telstra continues to invest across the Asia Pacific region. So Adam mentioned a couple of the products we're doing. Obviously, capacity is quite limited, and we're bringing forward that investment. And we're ensuring that we're in the right place for our customers and meeting their capacity demands. Adam also touched on the adaptive networks, and that is something we're super excited about launching in the channel. So we have a strong focus on helping connect between North America and the Asia Pacific region, and we make connecting to Asia as easy as possible for our customers. It seems like a natural fit that when partners think of Asia, they should think Telstra.
Can you tell us what's in store for your partners this year?
Yeah, there's 3 really exciting announcements covering structure, geography, and products that we want to make this year. The first is an important shift on how we work with our partners. We see partners as a super critical part of our growth ambitions in America. And to support our partners, we want to be more available, be better enablers, and really focus on enhancing our partners' reputation through seamless service. As part of that, Adam's role at Telstra has been elevated, and in his new position, he's overseeing enterprise and technology sales across North America, including opportunities through our agent community. For the first time in several years, we also have a dedicated partners team function in the Americas. Mikoto Anzai, who has a wealth of experience in the industry, has joined us to lead our partners function, reporting into me. Her role will be to bring a structured, tailored approach to our North American partnerships. Our new structure also frees up our existing channel managers to focus on enabling the success of our agent community in their region. The second one is our geographical expansion. So we fast-tracked our Canadian plans that we announced late 2020, and we now have connectivity and staff in place to support Canadian headquartered companies, our partners, and our wholesalers. So as part of that Canadian expansion, we've hired Chris Schaefer, most recently from IBM, to head Canadian operations. She's reporting into Adam, and she's highly experienced in the Canadian market. With our first steps in Toronto, we're excited to serve technology companies, financial service institutions, and content providers, and super excited to work with our partners to bring Canadian companies to Asia. And finally, on the product front, Telstra's goal is to build simplicity and flexibility into all our products and services. Beyond the Telstra Octagon, a tool for financial institutions to leverage Telstra's low latency infrastructure advantages, and our media network, we've also seen a massive shift in the data and IP market. We know the future of enterprise networking will be built on hybrid, software-defined solutions over a broad choice of powerful, reliable, and secure connectivity options to address changing customer and market circumstances. Telstra has been working on transforming our data IP products to better help customers think about their data connectivity, what we call our adaptive networks portfolio. It's a product suite that has recently won industry awards, and in the coming months, we'll be talking more about adaptive networks here in North America, and we'll certainly keep Channel Vision readers and listeners in the loop.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. And what's the best way for our listeners to reach you or Telstra Americas?
I'm happy to answer that one. Yeah, look, obviously head to our website, telstra.us.com. You can see plenty of material there. And there's obviously a contact us page there, or you can of course reach out directly to our partners team. So Makoto Anzai, as Przemek just mentioned, is our partner manager. And we can obviously share some details on how to get in touch with Makoto on LinkedIn. You can reach out to myself, Adam Day, or Przemek Zajic. Otherwise, we have our 3 channel managers, a channel sales team that will be well known across the partner community. So that's Scott Elliott on the East Coast for us. In the Midwest region, it's Sharon Andrus. And for the West Coast, Donna Turner. And again, we can share some of those details with the team so you've got specific contact addresses as well. But it's a growing team around our partner community. And as Przemek said, being able to free up our channel sales people to be out there on the ground and supporting the agent community more than they've ever been able to by freeing them up and bringing in some more structure around the partner community, we think is going to be a real value add, not only for our people, but obviously then the way that they can serve the partner community here in North America. So definitely reach out to us, challenge us to add value to you and your customers. And we look forward to helping with their expansion in Asia.
That's great. With that, I'd like to thank you both for your time and for sharing all this exciting information about Telstra and Telstra Americas. For now, from all of us at Channel Vision, thank you for listening and have a safe and prosperous day.